Hello, and welcome to Northeast of Algonquin. My name's Kara, and I run a small homestead in the woods alongside my boyfriend John, a little ways northeast of Algonquin Park in Ontario, Canada. We have 3 dogs, consisting of an 11-year-old Chihuahua named Dexter, and 2 2-year-old livestock guardian dogs, Bridget on the right and Athena on the left. We also have 2 cats, Phoenix, who is a complete menace, and Freya, who is the sweetest cat in the world. We also have a velveteen lop rabbit named Layla, and somewhere around 55 chickens. Life on the homestead is always chaotic. Hardly anything goes to plan, and there's always some sort of project on the go or something that needs fixing. Now, you probably won't see John on camera, but join me while we navigate the ups and downs of homesteading and learning on the go. This life isn't always easy, but we wouldn't trade it for the world. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I'm just about to go out and do morning chores. And I thought I would take you along and show you the coop. I did try to record a video last night. However, I did not have my mic, and all of my birds decided that they were going to start squawking, and you couldn't hear anything. And I was like, I'm gonna either have to voice over this or re-record. So I was trying to do a coop tour and egg collection video, and it didn't work out so well. So yeah, the first thing I do in the morning is I come, I don't know if I showed you guys this yesterday or not, but this is my makeshift gate that I did in the fall, just as a something to be able to get in here. I do have to build a new gate. So yeah, this is the run that we did. Pretty much the only place in here that I can stand up without having the fence touching my head is right in the middle. So yeah, we came across the back here. There's going to be a gate that'll go in there, and then it comes over here and then down to the coop. So for the most part, I have to duck when I'm in here, and there is some stones and pieces of wood and whatever that are still in here that were in this area before, that we haven't removed. But the outside, I've got a sliding door that latches, and then another inner door on the inside, and I've used that on my other coop as well, and I find that it works really well for predator proofing. But yeah, this is not the most fun to do, but it worked. So I have to get into the habit of looking at the lens on my phone and not the screen. I noticed that I was doing that a lot yesterday. Whoops. The other downside to this is that, and I might need both hands for this, is that, holy crap, get in there. Come on. There we go. Okay. The other downside to this is, with this being on a downgrade, they kick all the stuff here, and then that doesn't sit at the bottom at the level it should. So sometimes I have to dig dirt out of there in order to get it to latch properly. But we'll come into the coop. I get my keys. I do lock the door at night, just because I know raccoons can open doors. So yeah. So yeah, this is the coop that we built last year. Fully predator proof. Look out, you guys. And everybody is more than ready to go outside. Look out. Thank you, Cal. Come on, look out. Look out so I can let you outside. All right, there we go. And everybody can go out for the day. And we will have the great stampede. Goodness. Oh. So the only birds that don't really go out, and that's the case with, hey, why are you picking at me? Kashmir. The only birds that don't really go out are the silkies. For whatever reason, they just don't seem to care about outside that much. So that's everybody. They don't seem to care about outside as much for some reason. I'm going to come into, this is the grow out pen. As you can see, we've got some babies in here. I use it as a breeding pen in the spring. So I've got 10 babies in here right now. There are 7 silkies and 3 Easter eggers. I have no idea who is roosters and who is hens at this point, or cockerels and pullets. But at some point, they'll start to show. The silkies can be really notoriously hard to sex. I know, guys. Freaking out because I'm coming over here to open the window. Silkies can be notoriously hard to sex. I'm also going to turn the fan up. Got an exhaust fan up there. Oh, look at them. So that's why I'm not opening this window, because I don't want them to get too curious, because this board doesn't actually, there's a gap between that they could actually get through. Let's see how you're doing for water. No, you still got some water, but all right, look out, you guys. Look out. But yeah, there's a gap here, and technically they could get through to the other side. So I don't want to open that window because they'll get curious. So far they haven't found that gap yet. But I don't want them to get curious because they are small enough at this point that they could actually fit through that gap. But yeah, this is the coop. I had these nesting boxes in the old coop, and then I built some new nesting boxes. Man, that needs to be dusted. Built some new nesting boxes. This is due for a clean this weekend. It's kind of gross in here, but these guys do seem to kind of prefer these boxes. And yeah, there are 10 nesting boxes for I believe it is about 40 adult hens. And they do seem to prefer those ones. So currently we have just 3 eggs. And you guys need water. All right. I get you some water. Well, fresh water. The chicks are okay for now. I have to set this tripod down. But yeah, we took, what was it, 7 months last year to build that coop, for this coop. And they were in the back of the garage in a coop before. But it was definitely time to expand with all the birds that I've got. So I do try to hatch out a few birds each year for the main flock. Now we're not going to have as many this year, obviously, because there's only 3 Easter eggers, and the silkies don't really contribute to the main flock as far as eggs go. But hatching a few each year gives me that buffer of there's new layers each year. Um, and that helps with egg production because I do sell my eggs. I think I've got 6 customers currently. Um, but it also helps with winter laying. So usually the only birds that lay regularly in the winter are the new layers. Um, the older birds kind of slow down their laying in the winter. And on average, birds lay for about 5 years, sometimes longer. Um, but we have two hens from our original flock, which was a small, very small flock. Um, three hens from our original flock. I'm just looking at all 3 of them now. Um, that don't really lay anymore, and so they're kind of at this point we call them freeloaders. But we keep them here. Not everybody does, but as far as I'm concerned, they have done their jobs, um, and they've deserved to live out their life. And so they just kind of become freeloaders. All right, I'm just gonna stick this back inside. There you go. Fresh water. Okay, pick you guys back up again. All right, I'll close my fingers in there. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys is my feeder. So this is a 121 liter just plastic garbage pail, and I've used PVC elbows, and honestly just duct tape. I didn't want to go through the pain in the butt of using sealant and all the things, and I do need to redo the duct tape around some of them, but basically it's an automatic feeder. It prevents them from wasting what was kind of the majority of their food. So they were throwing food all over the place. I was going through a bag of feed every 3 days. So that's 50 pounds of feed every 3 days. There's my prettiest Silky. That's Cream. Be nice, Cream. Hey, be nice. Oh, don't you pick on the bigger birds, they'll pick on you. Cashmere. So Cashmere here does not have any feathers on her head. And the reason Cashmere doesn't have any feathers on her head is because a few years ago, I had a rooster who was very violent and basically ended up going because he was trying to kill her. And so we got rid of him, and her feathers really just never grew back. But yeah, so this is about 3 bags of feed fits in there, and this amount of feed will last about 3 weeks. So where a bag of feed was lasting me 3 days before, now a bag of feed lasts a week. So they were wasting a ton of feed. It was making it a pain in the butt to clean the coop because it was super heavy, because of all the feed and the bedding, and it was just costing too much money. And so I changed from the feeder that you probably saw in the grow-up pen that the chicks have, to that feeder, and it has limited the amount of feed that gets wasted. So yeah, yeah, that is the coop. And tonight I will bugs. Tonight I will see if I can't get an egg collection video, and if I can do that, I will tag it onto the end of this video. But yeah, I just thought that since I had been talking in my introduction video about how much time and effort went into building that coop, that I would give you guys a quick coop tour. So yeah, we'll see if I get the egg collection video without everybody making a complete ruckus. tonight, then I will tag it onto the end of this video. All right, good evening, guys. It is the end of the day, 8 p.m. here. So currently, this is when the chickens go to bed and the dogs go to bed. I am just going to close up the outer door of the run. And we'll head inside and attempt to do an egg collection video, or an egg collection rather, and hope that the birds don't squawk up a storm this time, because last night I didn't have my mic and they were very, very noisy. So, yeah. All right. Good Lord. Ridiculous. I really need to get that dealt with. And I've just knocked some dirt down into the hole, so I'm going to have to dig some of that out in order for it to line up properly. All right. Let's see. See what I need it to. Maybe possibly I really need to get this dealt with. Maybe once I've got my trellis done, I'll get the wood to do that. Because I've got hardware cloth. I just don't have the wood. All right, let's go. Let's see if these guys cooperate for me. Hi, Bubbas. Everybody's all up for the night mostly. We've got three, I think, that need to go up. Okay, so I'm going to flip around the camera and I'll show you what we got today. Okay, so nothing in there. We have, one in there. So that's a black copper Moran's egg. There's shit in that box. We've got, where is she? Outcast there. For some reason doesn't sleep with everybody else. She sleeps in a nesting box. So we've got one bunch in here. So, an egg from my opal leg bars and an olive egger. 3, 4, 5. Nice dark olive for that one. And another black copper Moran's. 6, 7. So this one's a blue copper Moran's. It's a little lighter. It's a little bit speckled. And another olive. So that's 7. Nothing in these guys. They do need shavings though. Oh goody. We've got somebody thinks she's broody. Okay, so 8, 9. Oh, there's another blue copper Moran's, lighter brown, and another leg bar. And 11. So this one is from one of my Easter eggers. It's hard to tell. It's not actually white, it's cream. So I've got a couple that lay cream. I don't actually have any that lay white. All right, so let's deal with you. Yeah, you look pissed off. All right. Yep. I don't know if you saw that or not yet. She's pecking at me. How many of you got? Just 2? 2. Okay. So we have an olive egger. That's another neat one. And then a silky egg. So that looks like all the eggs we got tonight. Now I've lost track. I think that was 13, which is low. I'd say I do have 40 layers. Now, mind you, 5 of those are silkies, but I'm going to have to put a roost in here for these guys because I noticed that they get up on here or up on here to try and roost. Even the silkies, which is interesting to me because they're freaking out. I gotta close this window. Even the silkies, which is interesting to me because silkies don't usually roost, at least in my experience. My silkies all kind of huddle on the ground. Hi, baby. This one has really beautiful coloring. This one is an Easter egger that I'm hoping is a hen. And then another Easter egger here. And based on that coloring, I would say that egg was probably a, I think it was Goldie's egg, actually, Goldie hen. I'll show you Goldie, well, I'll show you Goldie hen's butt because she's facing the opposite direction on the roost. Hi, babies, I know. Right there is Goldie hen. So I think that might be Goldie's egg or Goldie's baby, or it could be one of the blue copper Morans crossed with red, who is one of my roosters. And then my other rooster, Cal, is up there. I don't count Sage as a rooster. He is a silkie. He's one of my originals, but his girlfriend is Bobby Billy Holiday there, who is a barred rock. And Sage doesn't really hang out with the silkies, who are all on the ground here. So we've got one silky rooster here, Lucifer, two white, who are the oldest, Cream, and then two black silkies. So yeah, that is egg collection for tonight. I do have baskets, but they're full, so I need to deal with them. So I've got a lot of eggs right now. So yeah, this needs a good clean out, which will happen in a couple of days. Okay. You gonna go to bed, Outcast? And then we've got Cindy there, who will go up on the roost. She is an Easter egger. And I believe she lays the lighter brown kind of colored eggs like these. It's either that or she lays blue. Because I had a few Easter eggers in the pen, in the breeding pen. And I know one of them lays blue and one of them lays the brown. So I don't know which one's which. But, oh, here comes Ollie. Ollie's the favorite of my roosters. And as you can see, she should have a hen saddle, but she's too small for them. So she gets bred quite a bit and ends up with bare spots. Hey, Ollie. She is an olive egger, hence the name Ollie. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, that is egg collection for the evening. Like I say, we're a little bit low on numbers of eggs this time. Quite often this time of year I'll get double that. Sure all the lights that need to be off are off. Yeah, quite often I get double that. But, you know, it can average anywhere from a dozen eggs to 25, 30. So, yeah, you don't get the same amount every day. So, yeah, anyway, hope everybody has a good evening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.